of the experimentation. We are gonna lose a few runs. Let's try another one. Maybe we don't get Shardtail Queen this time. We are Primordium, but with exiled Hellhorned as our secondary. We have Prismal Dust and Gem Trove. We could really go nuts with the damage shields. We have also Fortify, but our boss is gonna be Purifying Seraph, so the damage shields are not gonna last. There is Arcus with Incant and Harvest, and there is Daedalus with double explosives. Advanced Prototype, that's even more damage shields. I wish there was... I wish there was an intrinsic... The intrinsic upgrade could go on units too. That would be so nice. Advanced Prototype will make the early game very, very easy. I'm just gonna take it. Let's take a look if Superfood is available here. It is. Let's see what we can do. Railhammer. We have 2 Fortifies. We can give a lot of armor. Non-boss enemy units get +4. I don't think we care about that at all. We do need a train steward though. Let's set this up. Good night, Pie. Thanks for hanging out. We Plink. We Morsel. And we Steward. That Steward is gonna be insanely tanky. And with the multi-strike, that's also a lot of damage. Let's get more damage shields up here. Do we even need our Super Steward? We don't. We win on the second floor. Mind Collapse, Immortal Trait, Making of a Morsel. I don't think we want to go into lifesteal too much here. Mind Collapse could be decent. We would need a piercing or damage up upgrade for it to be really relevant, but it could be a thing. I'm gonna take it. Haven't used Mind Collapse much recently. Let's try Ritual of Battle for our superfood. Railbeater, that is definitely a unit I want to explore. Shadow Eater is also an interesting option here. I've done Shadow Eater Primordium a lot though. Crucible Warden is probably not what I want. Let's go with Railbeater. I think Railbeater can be quite strong with the right essence. We don't have a lot of money, but there is a large stone option here. Alpha Friend and Steelworker. Steelworker with Primordium is a lot of armor gain. That's about it though. Do we need a lot of armor gain? How can we make a lot of armor gain win? We would need a way to stall the enemies out. But we don't have Awoken, so we can't get Root Split Mask or anything in that area. We would need the... Battering Ram? I think it's called. I forgot the name. The one that does damage based on armor. I think it's a uncommon. Battering Ram, yeah. And we would need one with holdover or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Getting the armor on Primordium, then Primordium giving the armor back to the Steelworker or whatever holds their essence. We have a lot of defensive tools already. We have Fortify, we have Superfu Primordium himself is already 10 health, 30 health buff. Gem Trove, if we can play it. We have Prismal Dust. Just morsels in general tend to be defensive as well. Rail Beater with the armor. I don't think I want Steelworker in Rail Beater. That much I can tell. I am gonna pick up a Steelworker though. Do we want a large stone on the Rail Beater? Is that where the damage comes from? I doubt it. I don't think I want a large stone on anyone here. A shield stone on the other hand is something I could see. But I think a reroll is appropriate here. Get a more aggressive upgrade. I'm gonna go with Rage. I want the Steelworker's damage to matter. We use that on the Ritual of Battle or on the Gem Trove. Let's go for the Ritual of Battle for now. And the True Stone goes on the Mine Collapse. That makes it a lot better. Yeah. I have seen some impressive results from Rail Beater. So it definitely has potential. It's definitely a unit that I haven't explored nearly enough since it got changed, so I think we want to have the Steelworker hit the enemies. The Steelworker and the Rail Beater on this floor, softening up the enemies, giving them melee weakness for our Train Steward Primordium setup on the top. Oops. Fine, will be Ember Drain 2. That denies us the chance to blink here. I should probably restart. I currently haven't enabled the restart button. Yeah, that we definitely need to play the Train Steward first, because the Primordium adds the Ember Drain to the Train Steward if Primordium ends up with the Ember Drain. And we do want to take at least a chance of hitting the Collector. We didn't get it here. And we do need the damage and melee weakness on the Disciple Protector, I think. That matters quite a bit. We're hitting for 16 melee weakness. If we play as Queen Simpling here, that will give us the one hit kill on the Disciple Protector. And because Primordium is almost used up, I don't think it's worth playing the Prismal Dust here. Instead we set up 2 Train Stewards to make the boss fight a bit easier. Taking 1 here is completely fine. We don't have a ton of damage on the top floor. But looks like that won't be necessary. Space Prism. That is interesting. There is also another Prismal Dust in case I just want to stack even more damage shield, but I think we have so many defensive layers right now that we should be fine. Fortify is actually pretty decent at 9 armor, especially with the Primordium in the deck. But again, it's more defense when we need damage. We could get a Fledgling Imp to provide some damage. I think we will have a chance to make use of this Fledgling Imp. Steelwalker into Steelwalker. Could be a thing. I don't think it's that great though. Kinda want something more aggressive. We have a lot of defensive tools already in the deck. Trailbeater has a pretty large HP pool. We have a Steelworker increasing, gaining armor every turn. We have Fortifies, we have damage shields, we have Superfood. And all these units are quite defensive. I think I want to skip. Steelworker into Warden. Same problem though. Let's see what's in here. Morsel Maid. Hunger. Feed on units with Eaten. Triggers when a unit with Eaten is summoned. Gorge +2/+2. Is this what we want? Take a look at our essence. +10 health and hunger, feed on units with Eaten. Ooh. What do we do with that? What do we do with that? We definitely want Gem Trove to be playable, because suddenly capacity is not an issue for morsels. I think I want the Ritual of Battle to be intrinsic, so we can always buff Primordium immediately and give tons of rage to our units. So this will just grow pretty big. Gorge +2/+2. With Primordium, with Rage. Gem Trove. Huh. We could put that into anything else, but we lose the Gorge +2/+2. So we would need to put it into a well-scaling unit. Railbeater can scale really well if it gets multi-strike, because the second hit hits twice as hard. So that could be a thing, but then we would really need multi-strike on Railbeater, which we don't currently have access to in any way. If we want an essence for the Morsel Maid, I think we want it to be... What do we want it to be? Maybe we can go get away with Steelworker. Other than that, Branded Warrior, probably not. The downside of Morsel Maid is that the morsels don't get to attack, so we can't use them for like backline hits or anything. I don't think we want to use Fragile, but in theory we could. But it's dangerous. Consumer of Crowns would be a good essence. Just make it free. Increase stats. The Crucible guy is probably not that great. Morsel Master would be amazing. That would actually be huge. Just double the effects of all morsels. Alloy Construct would be great. Yeah, I think we hold out on the morsel with the Morsel Maid for a better essence. The interesting thing is that Morsel Maid doesn't need to be in front. We can have Rail Beater in front, softening up the enemies for Morsel Maid. But then we really need Trample on Morsel Maid, otherwise... Oh, that could be so good. What banners are available? There is only a Hellhorned banner left. But we get a unit from Daedalus, so... There are a lot of good Umbra unit essences. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't feel like the Steelworker needs to be in something else. How many temples do we have? We have one upcoming after Daedalus, which is almost certainly gonna get used. And then we have one at the very end. The one at the very end is pretty late. You know what? I'm okay with sacrificing the Steelworker for the Rail Beater. I don't think Rail Beater is gonna be our carry. I think it's gonna be our support unit and tank. Yeah, we already passed one. I think there are always 3. No, always. Are there always 4? I think there might always be the same amount. Another rare draft pick. What do we want here? We have Remnant, Stygian and a Vulcan. Remnant, Stygian and a Vulcan. What is our weakness right now? Currently, we start out by playing Primordium, add Rage to it, play a Morsel Maid on the top floor. Have the Steelworker Rail Beater on another floor. Okay, so they are not always the same number. Spikes do pass on, yes. Yes, that could be our backline clear. Rail, yeah, there are 2 good, like, there are a few good options here. Spikes 5 and Resolve apply Spikes 2 to friendly units. If we put that on Morsel Maid, we're up against the Seraph the Chase though. So in the Seraph fight that won't work. There is also just the option of granting Quick to the Morsel Maid, or maybe the Rail Beater. The heal is also good, but definitely not necessary. No, we don't need the heal. Shard Channeler would be for the essence. If we go with Stalwart Snack and increase the buffet count, we could definitely make use of a Shard Channeler. Resolve apply spikes too. I'm gonna go with Wildwood Home. The spikes plan is interesting, but mostly because we're up against Seraph the Chased, I am uncertain about it. If we were up against any other Seraph, I would have taken the spikes. Maybe against Seraph the Patient I would have taken the heal actually. Doesn't work out as I wanted to. I guess we just put the armor on the Morsel Maid and survive the bomb. That sound when it's summoned. We do now have to deal with the Ember Terrain. There is no way around that. We need to soften this wave up a bit. Can speed up the consumption here. So that we can now do wild stuff on the top floor potentially. Just get back the energy. We've paid for the blink. Again. Jump block with an imp. Weaken this guy. Get a damage shield. Why not? Yes, it gets used up right away, but still. We need more hits here. We also need some blockers. I don't want to fill all the spots with train stewards, but I am gonna get one here. And then I think we try to get rid of as many of these units as we can. We might need to find lifesteal for our Morsel Maid. Is there like a guaranteed blink target? There is not. But that is a good start. Can we hit you for more? We cannot. So I guess we just block the hit with the morsel. Take 3 here, 5 actually, yeah. Didn't we have like a gem trove in the deck? That would have been a pretty good draw. Just a bit ago. Morsel Maid needs some help. Maybe just the Steelworker in front is all the help we need. Morsel Maid has quick though. The Steelworker needs to be in the back if we want to use the melee weakness. And I think we do. The frontliner dies here, but we don't deal damage to Daedalus. We have 1 damage shield, and we can survive 2 hits from Daedalus. So we will deal 19, 110, and then about 20 with the Steelworker. That's 130. Then the next turn we will deal another 90. Well, this is quick, so we have... Basically we'll have 90 damage, and then every turn we will have an extra... about 200 damage. That means... Actually, we will have about 250 damage. So we need about 3 turns to kill Daedalus. I think that will actually win. Especially considering we are gaining armor, right? I might also draw another damage shield, that is true. Like this one. Yeah, the melee weakness in the back support with the quick Morsel Maid, pretty nice. Wretch and Last Stand. Has to be Wretch though. I think. Does it? Wretch is pretty good, but we don't keep the statuses, so it's a bit less exciting. These are not the essences I was looking for. Apply Rage 3 to friendly units. No. Gorge restore 2 health, 10 health. That means this thing will just never die. What are we doing with these essences? I guess the rage from the branded warrior can affect Primordium. Should we try that? I'm gonna pick it up. And I think we need one more capacity to make the floor really work. We need to be able to play morsels on the top floor. And we want 2 capacity units up there. Oh, Malika. Enemy units enter with damage shield I think is a no-go. And having our spells be piercing is not that exciting. We can purge quite a few units with the broken wheel. We just need to make sure the ones we care about live. Corrupt the Cloud. At the end of turn deal 4 damage to friendly units. I think we can deal with that. And then we get healing instead. We don't benefit that much from healing. Non-morsel units get endless. That includes Primordium. Which is really good. A morsel made essence on Shadow Eater. Yeah, that way around, that could certainly work. But I feel like I wanna use morsel made as my main unit here. Iron Drop Cage and Boon of the Blacksmith. We don't have Descent or Ascend at all. There are still some uncommons we can find that would give us that. But I'm gonna go with the Boon of the Blacksmith. I have been undervaluing this relic quite a bit lately. Because it's actually much more relevant against the buffed up versions of enemies. Let's go with Superfood too. So now if we get Primordium back, we will at least get damage shield. There is Horned Warrior. Horned Warrior or Morsel Made would give it multi-strike, but would also make it fragile, so we would really be relying on the damage shield and armor to keep it alive. That might work if we have Steel Beater up on the top floor. That is a dangerous proposition though. We don't have trample, we don't have like multi-hits, we don't have spells to clear the backline. I think we need the multi-strike, otherwise we will just die. This is really dangerous. But I feel like it's the way to go here. Oh, this is spooky. Maybe we should have made the tome intrinsic, because that helps us stay alive. Gonna get damage on a blink. Well, we did take that relic, and I think that means we use it to kill off Train Stewards, Queen's Implings, and the Branded Warrior in the next fight. So we can instead remove Blinks. But this next fight will be scary and we can take Spike's Trials. The +6 I don't think matters, because our main line of defense is gonna be damage shield. These multi-strikers though. Ooh, they are spooky. Hate seeing both units in the first hand. That is awkward. Because I feel like we need a rage. That blink sure helps. Lifesteal is not what I wanted from it, but it does speed up the damage shield again. Oh, this is great. Bring back Primordium. Put armor on it, put damage shield on it, and then eat. This is way too much damage to be taking, but if that's the only damage we take, then it's fine. I hope that will be the case, but I'm not confident that we can push through this wave. Not extremely confident for good reasons. How much damage do we need on this Clip Defender? Well, doesn't really matter as much because I think I made a small misplay. This is the best we can do, and it's not enough. Let's try this again. Yeah. I feel like if I don't play the Ritual of Battle on turn 1, we won't have enough damage. So I have to get the Ember Drain here, right? If I play the Morsel Maid first, then Primordium will get eaten once before I can play the Ritual of Battle, and then our damage will stagnate much earlier. I think we have to take the Ember Drain 2 here. And I think this turn is also correct. Next turn we won't have Ember Drain, and I think this is the turn where we actually can utilize it. Like play the Morsel first, then the Primordium. Sadly, we don't have any way of killing the Quill Marksman. What do I care more about? Armor 18 or damage shield 6? Probably damage shield 6. But armor 18 allows me... Yeah, using the Fortify here allows me to play my units. Soften up these waves. If I play the damage shield now, this guy will survive. No. He won't. 150, 160. We have a bit more than 170. So we can still play the damage shield. Just for one, but that might be good enough. And without the Ember Drain, we can now actually play Gem Trove. We need some damage. Yeah, these are great. That's exactly what we needed. Oh, Train Steward on top? That might have been the play. 116. We still need more damage. And the Train Steward won't cut it this time. Unless we put it in front. That's probably where it should be anyways, right? It will survive. 20 damage against this guy. Wait, it will lose 1 damage shield, then 2 more damage shield. It will actually take the hit of 12. The Clip Defender will only be hit once. That's 10 damage. That brings him down. Oh, we already have the damage to one-shot these. So yeah, we put the Train Steward in the back. We keep this around. We need to make sure we have enough damage shield at all times. Because while we have 108 health on that guy, it's actually just 1 health. Anything else is just an illusion. Ah, fine. Should have purged the branded warrior instead. Why did we have Ember Drain too? Ah, probably still from the Primordium. We are okay here, right? We're just okay. We don't need to do much of anything here. That is we're dealing about 250 damage a turn. Yeah, so we need 3 turns. And we have 7 damage shield. Actually, with the backliners, that is... Luckily, we do have the armor as well. And some imps to throw in front. We do want to purge them anyways, right? These imps don't matter anymore. Okay, we got quite a few units out of our deck. We took a lot of damage to that 1 unit that got passed that we probably could have prevented. Cave in, Cannibalize, Crucible Extension. Do we want Cannibalize now that most of our imps and other units are gone? Yeah, the fledgling is I probably should have kept the fledgling, maybe. Without Shade Splitters, Cannibalize is a bit harder to use. If we had a relic that gave us morsels, sure, I would take it immediately. I still want it. Impish Scholar. What will that get us besides the Space Prism? The Prismal Dusts are also there, and the Wildwood Tome. The Space Prism is something I want. Enflame is a good buff for Primordium, but Primordium won't be around for that long to buff. It might not be worth picking. Impish Scholar? Maybe. I'll take it. It's also a decent target for Cannibalize. And yeah, it will be endless if we keep it alive. Removals, unit upgrades, we care about both of those. Endless. That is not what we need. Firestone Housing. Consumed Crown and Lost Luggage. Lost Luggage is a bit harder to justify because we won't have Ember to play around with on the first turn. Usually. What is even good? What are even good upgrades on this? Obviously health doesn't matter because fragile. Attack does matter a little bit. But like 10 attack doesn't make a huge difference. I think Rage would be the best small upgrade we could find. Multi-Strike is a great upgrade, of course. But that's the only one. Multi-Strike and just pure attack stats. Things look a bit differently for the Rail Beater. But the Rail Beater, like, also just wants attack. Kinda. Maybe damage shield? Maybe damage shield on a Morsel Mate? These are options. I think I don't want Lost Luggage here. Although it increases the chance to get a Mind Collapse in the opening hand, which would be quite nice. And I think Consume Crown is pretty minor, unless Primordium gets Lace, which is very unlikely. I'll go Firestone Housing. We do have a strong Merchant of Steel here. And then this one is pretty weak, but... I think I am gonna pick up just 3 damage shield now. There is a multi-strike. I will definitely leave the final slot open. And I think we gain the attack on the steel worker. I don't think the rail beater, I mean. I don't think we want the other one, the damage shield on the steel worker rail beater combo too much. Don't think that's really what we need. And I think we go down to just one upgraded plank here. Iceberg. Just +1 capacity on the top floor. Then we keep a train steward around. Or do we want a manual history of the world? So we can sometimes set up on the middle floor. We are sad if it hits the bottom floor though, because we're really not prepared to set up there. So I'll take the rail fortress hammer. Now we're much more prepared to pick draw as our next relic. Crystal Cloak, Spike's Trial. Are we ready to deal with the Spike Trial now? Random artifact could be amazing, but are we ready? We have the Masters of Light with their sweep. I think we're not ready. I think this trial would have a reasonable chance of just killing us. You are gaining Rage 2. You will lose one at the end of turn and one on this floor, so yep. You can have your Rage. That's too early. We do need the train steward on the top floor as well, to make sure we can kill the Quill Marksman. Although we could cannibalize the train steward, and if we get enough damage from the morsels, that would do it. Right now we're dealing 26 times 3. We are still purging unit, yes. 26 times 3 plus 53. That's 60, 78, 120, 131. $78, 131, 150. 169 is what we currently have. We would need 10 extra damage, which needs 1 attack morsel out of these. But if we fail, we die. Like if we... yeah. Yeah, that won't work. This is far from ideal, but we can always try to sack that one later. Just want to weaken these. 4 damage shields left here. Don't want to lose the Impish Scholar. The best way to do that is not to play it. Oh. I didn't notice that that guy wouldn't die. We probably will just have enough armor. Crystal Cloak will have 9 stealth, 9 times 16. We are quick, so we are not taking any damage this turn. As long as we feed these morsels. We are taking 1 hit from the Extinguish. So we have 2 damage shields and then about 100 armor. We would take 7 times 16, that's 70, that's 102. We have 2 more damage shields from the Morsel Jewelers. All these morsels are just top tier for us right now. This is a great draw. How many? We have 9, so we should play at least this one out beforehand. And I think that should do it. We now have 7 damage shields, so we can just tank the stealth. And also we will get rid of most of the stealth on the bottom floor anyways. And there's Primordium. Do I want to get rid of the final Train Steward? If so, I can do so right here and now. I think I do. Then we play Primordium, and we could just generate an insane amount of damage shield. How much can we get? 17. Five damage taken, I think that's affordable. We don't need Feast. We basically have a built-in Feast on our unit. I don't think I want a second Cannibalize. Is it Excavation Eruption? It could be. But he will kinda need a damage upgrade for sure. It's pretty expensive, but I think it will be worth it. Battering Ram. That is something I wanted. There is also the option of an Endless Pyre Jumper here, and there is no reason not to take that. Endless, because we will now turn in the Broken Wheel and make the remaining few units we still have left in our deck endless. Remove Broken Wheel and get the Immortality Potion. Let's see what we can find here. Another multi-strike. The game really wants us to win. We're also putting another Rage Stone on the Steelworker. Mark of the Champion is not good enough with 3 attack Primordium. I usually like it with Primordium, but that's when I go aggressive edible. Fossilized Fang, on the other hand, doubles the +2/+2 we gain every time we play the Morsel Maid. We don't want to reroll here, right? Still like the Fortify somewhat. Is there even a purge we want to do? Is there anything we want to purge in this deck? The Cannibalize is now really good with the Endless Imps. So We definitely want to keep that one around. I guess I'll purge a Fortify, right? That seems so... No, that seems just wrong. That really just seems wrong. Is the Prismal Dust maybe the one to go? Without the Primordium to multiply the effects, it is far less good. And we might be better off relying on armor instead. But with the Pyre Jumper we can play it pretty easily for 7 or something. Well, 6 rather. Do I skip the remove? Do I think my deck needs every single card in here? Do I perhaps even purge a Blink with an Extreme Stone on it? That also doesn't seem right. We are up against Seraph the Chased, and in the Seraph fight the Blink will be quite useful because there will be a lot of Light Wings to hit. Do we need the Scholar? The Endless Scholar will just get us back Prismal Dusts and Space Prisms. Space Prisms less exciting, but the Prismal Dust, yeah. That is now quite good. Wildwood Tome... Yeah, I think I want the Scholar. Right? Don't we want the Scholar? It slows down our draw. But I think it's worth it. I think we skip the removals. Which is very, very rare for me to do. But we just got so many free removals. We could combine the imps, yeah. That is certainly a thing that we could do. Do we want you to be in the front is the question. Next turn we are very likely to have a morsel, so we can feed you the Primordium anyways. I don't think we want to use the Endless Pyre Jumper yet. Kinda do want a Rail Beater in the front. I'm not sure this is correct. Because right now we are lacking damage. That guy is actually gonna kill us right now. Because we have managed to not draw any of our morsels. We have another 14 damage we can do to him. And we do have 45 attack on the Pyre. So we can technically live here. I was so relying on finding a morsels to trigger the Primordium again. Oh, never mind. Hi, Viable. Less played card like Wretch and Wildwood Zap. We don't have Wildwood Zap. But... Well... I am... trying to find new stuff. Currently experimenting a bit with Rail Beater. Haven't played that one a lot. Wildwood Home. Yeah. Well, I guess the fragile morsel mate has to be in the front. There's no way around it. Does that mean we should have held over the imp? Maybe. We do want the Wildwood Home active. This Dark Shard is quite annoying, as usual. Yeah. Just get these cards out of hand. I wanna have quick right away. Our Primordium is back. Whoops. Shouldn't have done that on this floor. It's not like it's gonna matter a whole lot, but still. And believe it or not, this is my first time playing with Morsel Mate. Yeah. Right, I forgot about the Ember Drain. Now we take damage to the weight of contrition. Oops. And if I play Primordium on the top, we are never gonna get rid of Ember Drain at all. That's actually quite bad. That will help. Okay, now we need to play a morsel first. Primordium after. Well, we don't have many options for that. The only real option here is not playing Primordium at all. Primordium as tank. Okay, yeah, that works. I don't. No, it doesn't, because we are quick. Oh, I had Reg. Well, we win now anyways, right? After this Reg. The Primordium as tank idea was good though. Could have worked. If the enemies were allowed to attack. I decided they are not allowed to attack, but... One Horn's Tome and Reinforce. Yeah, I definitely have played Frontline Primordium. I should definitely consider it a bit more here. We do want draw. We have the Endless Pyre Chomper. If we need energy. Scorched Steel is good. It's actually good here. Chain of Gems is fantastic. Cleansing Water, better than Concussive Coals for sure. Lightstone Casing we're not gonna make great use of. Although we could potentially. We are gonna go to the Merchant of Magic next, but I still think it's Cleansing Water here. I should have looked here first. There is Stalwart Snack. But with the Endless, do we even need it? Well, it keeps the Rage and Multi-Strike and Armor around for longer, yeah. We need it. Or rather, we want it. I'm gonna go for Scorched Steel here. Yeah, let's pick up the Pyre Health. Spell Shield I think we are fine with. This is probably the challenge we're most comfortable with here. Now I'm a bit more open to playing the Morsel Maid first and avoid getting Ember drained. We can actually use the Wretch here. Armor later, right? Yeah. We play these guys first. Eat up Primordium. Bring them all back. Oh, Primordium is endless. Never mind. I messed that one up. Should have put the armor on Primordium. I figured we were gonna get him back with Wretch, but yeah. That is not the case here. Sure, let's eat lots of Primordium. I should have just Mind Collapsed that guy. I guess we Mind Collapse this one. We have enough damage in the Morsel Maid. We do want to play with someone up here. Maybe a Morsel. Oh yeah, right, the spell shields. But most of these didn't have any, so... we do accept some Ember Drain here, I guess. So we can start the Multi-Strike. Shouldn't I have had only 2 Ember Drain? No, we ate Primordium twice. Whoops. Doesn't matter, because I think we are just strong enough now. But I could certainly have optimized that better. Well, Morsel Maid is a pretty busted unit. That's my lesson for today. I kinda knew that already though. But yeah, haven't tried it out since the DLC was released, so it's good to see that it's actually still very much true. We didn't even need the other. We didn't even attack with the other units. Of course we didn't need them, but I don't think I need a second gem trove. Or cannibalize. Important work? Is there anything wrong with that? The potion, the rage potion, is maybe what I should have taken. That's just 3 rage, but on Primordium it could still matter quite a bit. Ashes of the Fallen. Wing technology, no. Wing clippings, no. Permafrost. Let us cost reduce the One-Horned Tome so we can play it just a little bit easier. This thing needs to be able to deal 30. 30 is a pretty important break point. Or 25 rather, but... Could important work give us Primordium back? It always gives back the imp if it's endless. Yes, it will always give us the imp. The imp dice, gets put on top of the deck, and then we draw into it. Gem trove? Let's go with that. And then cost reduce some of these cards. We don't have double stack, so let's go for cost reduction on One-Horns. We said before 30 is a pretty important breakpoint, or rather 25. So let's go with that. Should have looked here first, because I would have found plus 30. Let's go with the Excavation Eruption upgrade. Why not hold over Wretch? Because I think we don't need Wretch anymore. I'm gonna cut Wretch. No. And I'm gonna cut the Prismal Dust as well. I think. Also, how much space do we have on the top floor? We have 7. We don't need... we actually don't need the Space Prism anymore. We can cut that, so we don't get it back with the... with the units. Steelbow One-Horned Tome, just to get real crazy. Should have spent a little less gold and rerolled here earlier. Now I'm just gonna pick up the Ashes of the Fallen. To get our engine going with the imps. No imp in the opening hand. That's a shame. So our order is... No, we do want to play the Ritual of Battle still. I guess our order is still Morsel Made, then Primordium. We don't get the Chain of Gems effect this turn. That's fine. Wrong imp. I really wanted the other one here. That one also doesn't have anything to offer right now. Let's just get some damage shields and keep the ones we have as safe as possible. We need armor pretty soon. Are we better off just prismal dusting? Well, we need to blink here anyways, right? And I think we are better off just prismal dusting. We will lose half our damage shield every turn, so we need quite a few. With this many, it might not be a huge problem. We can avoid the Ember Drain if we play the Pyre Jumper on the top floor. But then we can still play the Pyre Jumper even with the Ember Drain, right? No, we can't. We can't kill our own Pyre Jumper. Right, they don't die if they're in front. We will not actually get that much more damage, so yeah, we can play the Pyre Jumper in front. Primordium isn't quick, right? Oh, the damage shields. Well, we do have the sacrifice card in the deck, and we can still feed Morsel Maid. It's not that we can't feed it anymore, because these imps, these will all trigger hunger. So Morsel Maid will still get to eat a lot. It's just that now we have a unkillable imp in front of it. Luckily we have things like important work to take care of that. Let's go, more multi-strike. The 304 health fragile unit. I was hoping for a One-Horn's Tome, but it's not like we need that. I wish we had Trample. But I have a feeling we win this one pretty handily. Just a gut feeling. Hey look, it's even more multi-strike. Nice. Well, yeah, let's end this. Morsel Mate, Superfood Primordium is a pretty... Morsel Mate plus Endless Superfood Primordium is apparently a pretty disgusting combo. It's also very, very specific. Oh. Familiar figure hunches in front of an iceberg. She stands to meet you. He tried at least, that's more than most of us can say. But Seraph gave up. Figured he could do it all himself. Rule through force and fear. Hersel's mistakes pushed him to that end, I'd wager. That makes him no better than his divinity. Even if I don't blame him for trying. If you're destined to do this forever, might as well make him hurt for it, eh? Let's give him hell. Get Shard of Divinity or Pyre starts each battle with armor 100. He wasn't all bad, you know. Yeah, he was gone all the time, and even when he was around, he holed up by himself and wrote all the time. But he was a good man, even if he was the worst father. I try to remember that when I realize his part in this. He's not innocent, but who really is anymore? Oh, interesting. This is the first time I've seen that event in the live version. I think I have seen something similar in the beta. Maybe even this exact one. Are we on the top? I think we are. Steelwalker can take a beating or two. It's endless anyways, so even if it dies, it's not the end. Make everyone quick. Wait, that's not the mine collapse. Do we want you in front? Yeah, we do. Okay, it's time to get some morsels. I misclicked. That would have been quite bad. This one first. Trigger the Ember Drain. I don't remember whether I went for multi-strike on the Primordium or on the Rail Beater. Okay, let's not do it this time. Let's actually use these cards the right way. Let's move the Rage over to the unit that actually has multi-strike. I subconsciously wanted to give the enemies a chance. Maybe. Chain of Gems is not actually that good for this deck. Let's just get infinite damage shield. That's 45. That's 64. You think that's gonna be enough? A little multi-strike would be nice right about now. We waste a big hit on this guy. No, we don't. It's not quite infinite damage shield yet, yeah. That can definitely get broken. It's about to die, but still. That's 1 damage. Maybe I should have kept it in the deck just to avoid reforming it. Reforming? Whatever the Pyre Jumper does. The Impish Scholar. Remembering? Maybe. No. Would seem fitting. A little bit of extra damage shield. We are taking 14 here, 19 even. Because we were 10 damage short of killing these buffed up Gilded Wings. Alright, we have 100 Pyre Armor. So taking some damage is like no issue. I'm not drawing through my deck very fast with all that endless going on. Hey, Nate! Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. How's it going? Okay, this is gonna be the nail in the coffin. Play Morsel to trigger the Ember Drain. Play Primordium, play One Horns. Play Impish Scholar. Never One Horns. And now we start getting more multi-strike. And we had to go to endless anyway, relentless anyways. Never One Horns. But I think that Morsel Maid is good enough. With 151 damage shield. Yeah, turns out Morsel Maid is a pretty powerful unit. The world's broken. If it's not freezing, it's something else. You might not break the cycle, but you also just might. Honestly, who the hell knows anymore? Every time I look away, new faction just keep popping up. Might even happen again. Who knows? Maybe just maybe one of them will have some answers. Until then, give them hell. That is very much hinting at new clans coming out, right? Like, just how the Wormkin popped up. Might even happen again. So, what have we learned in this run? We have learned that Morsel Maid is pretty OP. We have learned, we already knew that Endless Imps can be pretty strong as well. We didn't learn much, we didn't learn many new things in this run, but it was still a pretty good run. I wish a bit more learning could have occurred. Well, Advanced Prototype can carry you pretty far with Primordium. That also makes sense.